back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. You know what time it is. It's full time
MMA.
Diego Lima. You might be thinking, who the fuck is that guy? Diego Lima is the Ultimate Fighter finalist loser that just lost to Jesse Taylor on the Ultimate Fighter Season 25, Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw. And now he's feeling cheated because the guy who beat him in the finals, Jesse Taylor, was just flagged by USADA for a possible anti-doping violation. And so Diego Lima came to Twitter, and this is what he had to say. Actually, it was Facebook, but either way. Cheaters, if you need to inject something in your body to help you perform, then why do y'all still fight? I feel cheated. I'd nearly work to death for every fight. I'm always training. I don't care if I'm hurt, sad, happy. I give it 1,000% every practice. Thank you, USADA. So he said he feels cheated. And this is the interesting part about this. This is really why I wanted to do this, because I mean, for one, that was the only Ultimate Fighter season I've watched in a really long time, Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw, and so I actually kept up with that season. I did recaps on that season, so I know Diego Lima and Jesse Taylor. I know their stories. So these guys were the finalists, and now Jesse Taylor is flagged by USADA before his first fight in the UFC after the Ultimate Fighter. My question is the Ultimate Fighter competition under USADA? I know Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series, those guys are not under USADA guidelines or UFC drug policies for that fight. That's why Sean O'Malley was able to smoke weed with Big Snoop Dogg after he won. You know, there was no problem with that, because normally in the UFC, if you smoke weed 24 hours before or after your fight, it's a violation. But Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series, that's not the case, which is good news for those guys. But now, what about the Ultimate Fighter? Is that under UFC? I don't think it would be. I think it's probably similar to the Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series. So, but now though, what about for that fight on the Ultimate Fighter finale, whenever it was Diego Lima versus Jesse Taylor? Because if Diego Lima was clean and Jesse Taylor was dirty, then boy, that's $250,000 on the line there. That's $250,000 he was just able to finesse. So that's why Diego Lima feels cheated. It's not about just the victory or whatever, because Diego Lima, we might see him in the octagon anyway. You know, on the Ultimate Fighter, even it's not only the guy who wins who always gets a contract. Sometimes some of the other guys get some fights in the UFC. We've already seen Toothless Tom fight in the UFC who didn't win that season. I mean, James Krause was already in the UFC. I mean, so Diego Lima might still get in the UFC, but that $250,000 check, that would fucking sting if you were a clean fighter and you found out the guy that beat you and already cashed the check had been dirty when you were under the impression he was clean. But now, if that's the case, I mean, I don't know Diego Lima's history. I mean, I'm sure it sounded like he's against cheaters, but I'm saying I don't know if he was if he knew that competition wasn't under USADA or what. I'm pretty sure it's not going to matter at this point, because it's not like Jesse Taylor was flagged for his Diego Lima fight. Jesse Taylor was scheduled for another fight coming at an upcoming UFC event, and now he's flagged. So it's not like in competition versus Diego Lima. So that's why Diego Lima probably can't, you know, do any action, and, you know, as far as that $250,000 is concerned, because if you were on steroids during our $250,000 fight, I want my fucking check. But since it was after, Diego Lima's just coming out and he's saying he feels cheated. But it's not clear whether or not Jesse Taylor was cheating versus Diego Lima or not. So I don't think that's going to really come up and stem up, but it is possible, because he got a $250,000 check, and then before his next fight he got flagged for fucking a doping violation. So that's really interesting. Diego Lima spoken out, Jesse Taylor got flagged. It is what it is, man. Let the hitters know what the fuck you talking about in the comments. Dude, I'm gonna try and get a couple more videos out before work. Let's see how many I can do. I only got like an hour and a half. Let's get it. My wife accused me of being immature, so I told her to get the fuck out of my fort.